All right, well, we're back to discuss Spectre, and if you watched our review, I was pretty down on the movie. We had some other people that liked it better than I did. I just, from the word go, I was just tuned out. I was like, that whole opening sequence in Mexico City starts with that one long continuous take of nothing happening.
Yeah.
And then when that stops, they go into action mode where, like, none of the people around them seem to be aware of what's going on. Then there's, like, chase scenes that happen in completely deserted major cities. Like, does anyone live in Hamburg? Does anyone live, like, London? Does anyone live there? Anyone hang out there at night? Like, what's going on? It just felt like a really blank world that they were living in.
I mean, the opening scene was kind of creative, like, just that they were going through the parade and the festival and things like that. But after that, like, there's a plane in the sky that might fall on you. People are kind of moving, but it doesn't really look like anybody's moving at all. They're just like, oh, this is awesome, another part of the parade. No. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And a building just fell. Right. Okay, let's keep partying.
Yeah, there's a huge explosion like a block and a half away from where all these people are.
Like, it
and they don't even turn around. They're just like, woo, Day of the Dead.
Yeah. I guess buildings fall in their neighborhood every day. I don't think so. Not like that. But
so someone contradict me. Somebody could tell me something good about the movie.
Okay, so the opening scene, I'm sad that you didn't like the continuous take on this front. I was actually a little disappointed when the continuous take stopped and they did their first hard cut. I was like, I just wanted them to do a continuous take until opening credits, like the entire action start, just do the entire way through. But
that would have been great.
That would have made much more sense.
I agree with you. When they cut away, I was like,
okay, we get to the point where I thought the opening scene was really good right up until the helicopter part, which I'm like, what is going on here?
And by the way, this is Helicopter the movie, because every single scene has a helicopter in it,
or a prop plane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single scene.
You like the helicopters? There's only
Bond
two
drives
cars.
2 of them.
Well,
there's like 3 of them that attack him.
There was that scene that didn't have a helicopter. It had a small plane.
Right.
Yeah.
Plane. So,
this movie is not a car movie.
No, not at all.
That's true.
There's no. It's all air.
Despite the fact that, like,
air and boat.
They're
that's
like
how they released the DB10.
and the car sequence was a little weird. Yeah, I agree, because there's no pedestrians anywhere. There should be like so many people splat. That's the weird part about this movie to me, was how many times reality just took a back seat to whatever's going on, and we just move on like nothing, like everything's normal again.
Right, and right up to the point of you're not going to shoot Blofeld at the end.
Yeah, that.
You're just not going to. It's like, okay, I get that you're like surrounded by police, and that you'll probably go to prison for life for doing that in front of the police.
Oh, he's got a license to kill. He's fine.
Still.
Yeah, I wanted him to pull the trigger. Then just have the music.
I wanted
right
I wanted
there.
it to be ambiguous as to how Blofeld escaped, and for Blofeld to have escaped, because that's how you set these movies up.
Yeah.
And the next movie, Blofeld's going to be incarcerated for the first act, and then he's going to escape.
It's ridiculous.
It's just how it's going to go.
Why do you incarcerate somebody who's going to just get out?
Because
This is
Blofeld
like Batman.
is Joker for James Bond.
Yeah.
Joker.
And it has to be set up so that if they need to make a new start to the series, they can keep Christoph Waltz there as sort of an anchor point for it. And if they have a new James Bond, then they've got a way to introduce him and keep Christoph Waltz and Ralph Fiennes and the new Moneypenny that started in Skyfall and the Q that started in Quantum, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't know.
yeah, I think it's the weakest of the Daniel Craig ones.
Even the action-packed.
Although, I mean,
Seems...
I say that, I can't remember anything that happened in Quantum of Solace.
Well,
so.
Quantum of Solace was Casino Royale, the epilogue. it can't stand on its own.
boring
That's true, but I
epilogue.
loved it. I loved it so much.
I really like
sorry,
Skyfall.
Yeah,
Oh, Quantum's the one where he, like,
It's
tries
the-
to get revenge for
it's
the
the
girl.
revenge flick. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, and it has a
That's
fucking
why I
axe
can't-
battle. It has an axe battle.
That's why I can't remember it, because I just think of those as the
ends up
same
in a
movie.
Hotel blowing up. It's powered off of, what was it, like weird hydrogen fuel cells or something? Like
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was.
Like, no, it's extremely unstable. It's a nice hotel.
My problem with this movie was the villains. Like, Christoph
Yeah, they all
Waltz is so boring as Blofeld. It's so sad because
Yeah.
he has such
Okay.
charisma and he just doesn't do anything. And then
But no Hinks.
Batista,
Yeah.
what is that all about? He's just like,
That made
He's just
Just
the
monosyllabic
the silent strong. Yeah, the silent strong man. He was.
it was.
He was Jaws
so
without the
bad.
teeth.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked him personally, but
What about setting up the hotel room? They're destroying when they find the secret room. They're tearing up the floor. They're like, 2 foreigners in town. Hey, I need to get a room in your hotel. You're not already suspicious that there's 2 foreigners that have no suitcases or anything with them, and you can't hear them destroying the room?
well, same with destroying the train.
Yeah, like, did they just kind of make their way out when the guy came in? The people who were in the same train car?
Yeah.
It's like
We'll
Dill
leave
said,
you alone.
the world is kind of blank.
The world just exists as a background
Mm-hmm.
in this movie. There's no tension in,
There's no accountability for any of the like collateral damage.
that's exactly it. There's like, and the only time they use like collateral damage is when it makes no sense, like in the opening shot with the helicopter, where you're supposed to be afraid that like the helicopter's going to hurt these people, but those people should be long gone by the time that is happening. They should have ran away from the first explosion. And, if they're still standing around when the helicopter comes back, it's their own fault.
But it's everybody's fault, though.
It's everybody's fault. The guy that played C, I've seen him in some other stuff before. He's the Moriarty on Sherlock. He was terrible.
He wasn't believable.
He wasn't menacing. And that's the thing that, like, I never...
Was he supposed to be menacing?
That's the thing, though. Like,
You're taking over.
yeah, he's kind of the corporate shill, right? But it also needed to feel like
He could do something.
he could actually stop Ray Fiennes. And I never for a minute believed that. I never for a minute believed that
Right.
Ray Fiennes couldn't just,
Get his
outdo him.
I thought he was going to be the sniveling guy the entire time. I was hoping Blofeld would be a little bit more menacing himself.
Oh god.
Well, and then
So bad.
the explanation for why he's Blofeld is a non-explanation. He's just like, yeah, I go by Blofeld now.
Yeah.
That's the reveal.
It's like, yeah, that's the new persona. There's nothing behind it. It's just my name now.
Like, if he escaped and, like, Q figured out that he's traveling under this other name and that's how we find out, like, something interesting could have happened for that. It's the same way that, like, if the trailer ruins that Christoph Waltz is probably Blofeld, then
What else is
they
there?
absolutely... Yeah, what else is there?
there was.
There's nothing
The
else.
reveal of him is ruined, and then him just like standing there being, yeah, I don't go by my other name anymore. I go by blah 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 Blofeld.
No.
From his mother's
Right.
whatever.
And this is in the scene where, like, for the last 2.5, 3 minutes, you've been watching the white cat roam around.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, it's Blofeld.
Yeah.
It's Blofeld.
Well, I mean, like, even when they first announced that he was a villain, they were like, oh god, he's going to play Blofeld. Everybody knew, just like they knew Cumberbatch was going to play Khan. They knew What's-Her-Face was going to play Talia. Fans aren't stupid, and this movie treats them as such.
Right.
And the worst part of the movie for me is actually that scene. And it's because not only is the reveal so subpar, he goes and does the classic Bond villain, let me stop killing you, and monologue.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, God.
Well, and
I'm
let me
done.
stop killing you and show you my entire operation and how it works and what it's for.
Yes.
So that when you escape later, you'll know how to, disarm it and stop it.
Oh, and this guy that you don't know is working with me, he's totally working with me. So when you get out, you can go stop him, too.
Yep.
Isn't that kind of holding true to like the old Bond movies though?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's
It's
true.
a huge
That's what I'm
step
saying.
backwards.
It's like I really do see this entire movie as like a like kind of an ode. They hit all the different had him dressed up as Baron Salmetti at the very beginning
Yeah.
for the
Day of the Dead.
yeah, the Day of the Dead stuff. They hit all the different elements for like the old movies. They would always have an air scene, a water scene, and then a stupid like road chase, like you guys were talking about with empty roads. They're like, that's just a little too ideal for this chase.
Absolutely.
And then the whole
Hinks was
like-
clearly Oddjaws.
right.
Yep.
But why do that to this Bond?
I think
That's what killed it for me.
I think that what they were doing with it was, like I said in that, where he had said, we couldn't do all these things. And I think that they just kind of, at the very end, were like, people have been waiting to see Bond become Bond to a certain degree. Like
Skyfall is like still like number 1 or number 2 biggest movie in the UK ever. Why did they think they needed to like mess with the formula?
Because this was long rumored to not ever happen. That we all thought Skyfall was it, right?
No, I thought there was going to be 4.
Everybody knew there was going to be one because he
See,
had signed a contract. To
I did not.
They kept cutting funding and stuff, I thought. So
Well, yeah, I mean, Skyfall itself was a mess because MGM went bankrupt and it got delayed by like 2 years. Like most of it was shot, but the post wasn't done for like 2 years. So that just sat forever. But no, I mean, even so, no matter what, like, they made a James Bond movie with Daniel Craig in it, and they make a point of telling you that everything that's happened up to this point is Blofeld's doing, and Blofeld sucks.
Yes, I agree.
And
that really was. It was just like, you know how awesome Christoph Waltz can be?
yeah,
We told him to take a break on this one.
Don't really come with your A game, just lip sync.
like, I would have just assumed, like, they brought Mads Mikkelsen in and he turned out to be Blofeld or something. Like,
Surprise!
Right, that's what I was kind of hoping for.
any of that stuff would have been great. I mean, obviously they've killed those characters, but and the way they try to tie the other movies to this movie with that, like that
was-
he's
yeah,
like
it
pulling
really
the strings, it's like forget you, like no.
Don't crap on the other movies.
it's the Daniel Craig send-off movie. I'm pretty sure that's basically what we're
I
doing.
can-
That's what I totally agree.
I
with.
understand now
don't
why
wanna go off in
after
that
this movie he was so depressed and was just like, I need to leave. I need to walk away.
Well, and I mean that's what's happened to the last 2 Bonds, right? I mean, the last Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie is terrible. The last Daniel Craig James Bond movie is terrible. And then they'll reinvigorate it for the next.
The last Pierce Brosnan movie was World Is Not Enough. I refuse to believe that anything was made after that.
Okay. Anyway.
Well, never say never again. If you like the way we do these, please like the review, like the video, subscribe, check out all the written video reviews at dalemaxfield.com, and thanks for watching.